Hey there, beautiful people. MVC here, back with part 2 of episode 12, how to pivot your business. Now, if you watched part 1, then you know that what I did was define pivoting your business as well as pivoting your life, which is really important because the two of them mesh. So don't forget that one. Make sure you go back to part 1. All right, so now, as I always like to do, I'm going to give you a 3-step process on actually how to pivot your business. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, step number 1, this just totally makes sense. You have to recognize the problem. What's the reason for you having to pivot your business? Are there not enough revenues coming in? Do you not have the right management? Hey, beautiful people. If your business is stuck at 10K a month, you want to start living in your 4-hour work week and live a life of abundance, or you're just getting started, then go ahead down below in the description and click on Rideshare Builder. You will have me for 1 hour to review your current business or plan, and I'll show you how to troubleshoot your way to financial freedom. Rideshare Builder School coming soon. In place? Do you not have the right team in place? Do you not have a good backing? Do you not have a good plan? So you have to figure out what is the issue. Recognize it. Now, like I said in part 1, always start with yourself. You have to internalize things. You have to look at your self-reflection first. Why? Because it's your business. You are the CEO. You are 100% in charge, after God, of course, if you placed your business in God's hands, hoping that you did. But you are next in line after him. So that means you are the one that's controlling everything. So if you don't know that there's an issue in your business and there might be a need to either shut down, where a lot of people go and claim bankruptcy, or to pivot, which is to find another perspective as we defined previously, then you're not paying attention to your business. So if you've come to this realization that you have to pivot your business because you do not want to shut it down, that means you are paying attention and you are looking for a better solution. Now, here are some reasons why you want to really consider pivoting as opposed to shutting down due to problems. Number 1, you have other people depending on you. You're talking about your customers as well as your team. Remember, your team, they're kind of also your customers. That's how I look at it. Because even though they are helping you to provide the service to others, you are the one that's providing them with the opportunity to take care of their household financially, right? So you need them just as well as they need you. It's called a working relationship. But they are dependent on your business to stay alive so they can continue to provide for their family. Can they get other jobs? Absolutely. But if they've been dedicated and in your business for a while, then they probably are a little bit distraught if you decide to go ahead and shut things down. However, if you pivot, there might be a great chance that they'll stay with you and work through that pivot. Okay? So number 1, figure out what the problem is. Number 2, you want to troubleshoot the problem. Now, I want to make sure that everyone understands that when you troubleshoot something, it's usually a temporary fix. In this case, it is. We're troubleshooting because you're trying to figure out how you can keep things afloat for a while until you scale down your business. Does that make sense? So I will give you a quick example, okay? So let's say you have a t-shirt business and your t-shirt business is really great. You do drop shipping, but you do drop shipping from a couple of different vendors. There could be a number of ones that you use for different purposes. Maybe some of them ship to certain countries at a lower price than the others. Maybe some of them package differently. whatever it is. But you're getting revenue from both. So you're partnering with both. Well, let's say one of them has a higher level of revenue and most of your business banks on that level of income because it is the biggest. But there's some issues there. So number one, you figured out what the issue was, whatever it is. Okay. And you decided that I may not be able to continue this business relationship with this dropshipper. So that means those customers that are usually purchasing from you, and they don't have to be just individuals, it could be businesses that use your company for t-shirts for their company or whatever the case may be. Those customers are depending on you. All right. Now, whatever employees that you have, if you have an assistant, somebody that does the sales or that does the customer service or what have you, and you say, you know what, I can't work with this company anymore. We're having some issues with this dropshipper. But that means that your revenues may drop. So that means your spend, your output, what you pay your team is going to be pulled back. Okay. So here's the pivotal moment. I have some other drop shippers. I can either one, transfer some of those products, the ones that make sense financially, over to that other drop shipper until we find a replacement for this one. Or two, we can just put those products on pause and we'll have to scale back our team. So perhaps you have 5 customer service reps that are working for you 24/7. You may have to scale down to 2 for the time being. So that's just a quick example. But remember, that's a temporary troubleshoot or temporary fix because ultimately you want to find a relationship with another dropshipper to replace that one that you shut down the relationship with. Okay? So that's just a quick, clear example of that. All right. Now that we've recognized the problem, you troubleshoot the problem temporarily. Now you have to strategize your prevention plan. That's right. Create a prevention strategy. Create a prevention strategy. What does this mean? This means that you have to put an actual plan into place so that this never happens again. Because when you recognize an issue in your business and you properly follow the steps, it should not reoccur. I'm not going to say that there aren't other issues that are going to happen because business is just like life. There are ups and downs, there are hills and valleys. But that particular issue will never arise again. Okay. And that's if you actually strategize. So that means, first of all, talking to your finance team. I would hope if you are a small business owner that you have a bookkeeper and or an accountant if you're not one yourself. Now, if you are really great at operating and running your own accounting software like QuickBooks or Xerox or what have you, and you know how to reconcile and keep your books on the up and up, great. And especially if you are a solopreneur. But if you have a team, I would say at least 10 or more, I highly recommend that you have a finance team. You should have a bookkeeper and an accountant at best to make sure that your books are properly aligned. Because us as the CEO, sometimes we see things that others may not. And it's always good to have a fresh professional eye on your books, eyes that you trust. Okay. So that's one point. So part A of number 3, speak with your finance team or review your books. Figure out where the financial issues lie because the financial issues is going to determine how you move forward. If you can't afford the new solution, then it's a no-go. But if it's feasible financially, if it makes sense, then go for it. Number 2, you have to look at your policy, your terms and policies. Whenever you make a change in your business, that means ultimately there's going to be a change in your terms and policies. I've seen so many times where companies do not update their terms and policies. This is something that needs to be done every single year. A look and a refresh does not hurt, because there are some times where you may upgrade your service, your terms and policies don't cover that particular service. And then if there's an issue with a customer, then you're not protected. You have to have the right language in place and make that and put that on your website, put it in the public eye so it is known. Okay, so this is going to be a change. There's going to be a change in your terms and policies. All right, and then, so that was A. Then B is the terms and policies. Then C, which is part of the third item, that is to have a real objective game plan. Now, I'm not talking about goals. I'm talking about a game plan. I'll give you an example. If you recall, I previously shut down my business during COVID. That was a pivotal moment. We did not close down the business. We paused the services. But my game plan was to up our cash and education, because we switched from a transportation provider to a rideshare company, which is similar to being a broker. Okay? But I had to have a game plan. So my financial game plan was to get as many grants as possible. Grants, and then if needed, a loan. Grants, if you don't know, is money for your business or purpose that you do not have to pay back. So I was applying to so many grants. I kept record of it. I kept a chart, and my assistant helped me with them. We completed so many applications, and we did great. We did great, and we raised a good amount of money for our reopening. Okay? So you have to have a strategic game plan. And my friends, I have to be honest with you. Most times that game plan is headed by finances, because again, if you cannot afford what you're thinking up, it's not going to happen. It just wouldn't make sense. All right. So that was number 3, which is to strategize a prevention plan. Create a prevention strategy. Keep mixing up the words, but I do hope that you understand what I mean. I want you to take this information and really think about your business if you're struggling right now. You don't have to close the doors if you really feel that this business is your purpose and you are really solving other people's problems. All right, that's my time. Thank you so much. See you next time. Make sure you click the bell so you get the notifications, and follow this page. Have a great day.